What's up, y'all? It's TruthTiger, and I'm going to talk about the economy today. And UPS is going to lay off 30,000 people. They're going to lay off 30,000 people. They've already laid off, I believe, 48,000 people in 2025. So, I mean, we're looking at what, 75,000 people laid off in 2025 and 2026. Massive layoffs, the biggest in the long history of that company. I guess there's some deal they had with Amazon, and Amazon's going to do more of their own deliveries, but Amazon also just laid off 16,000 people of their own. I don't know if people are ordering less stuff online. I don't know if this is a sign of a bad economy where people are shopping less and buying less stuff. People are being more frugal, holding on to their money more. I don't know if it's a union thing. I don't know what's going on, but this is going to put a ton of people out of jobs. Tons and tons of regular hardworking people are going to lose their jobs. I mean, 30,000. That's a huge number. That's a massive number. That's a crazy number. And everybody's getting laid off right now. I just talked about the Amazon layoffs in a video I just made, and now I'm talking about the UPS layoffs. But the whole thing makes me concerned about the economy. It makes me concerned about the state of the country, the global economy, what's really going on. I mean, I'll talk more about the economy in a bit, but these layoffs, they're crazy, and they're probably going to affect people that you know with that big scale of them. You know, that's insane. 30,000 people getting laid off. I mean, there's a lot of towns that have less population than 30,000. So I don't know if it's going to hit a specific area, if it's just going to be kind of everywhere. Anywhere that has UPS is just going to they're going to lose a few people here and there. But this is really crazy. I mean, with all the stuff going on in the world and all the crazy political stuff and all the crazy crap happening, this is not something that we need. Layoffs of that level is not good news for anybody. Maybe they're choosing to do it now because of all the crazy stuff that's happening with the protests, and you can kind of shuffle that to the bottom of the news and people won't think about it that much because they're preoccupied with other stuff. But man, this layoffs, it's really not good. It's rough. It's going to be rough on a lot of people, rough on a lot of families. A lot of people are going to be trying to find new jobs, but everyone's getting laid off right now. So where are you going to find the new job at? Nobody's really going to be hiring that much. So it's going to put a lot of people in tough situations. A lot of people are going to have to probably start driving Uber or something, or find some ways to make ends meet. It's going to be tough on a lot of families. It's going to be tough on a lot of people who have mortgages to pay, student loans, car payments, whatever. This is going to be very tough on Americans and American families. And, I wish there was some way that, they could do stuff where they didn't have to fire so many people. Maybe it's a corporate boardroom thing where the people in the corporate boardroom are like, we got to be more efficient. We got to cut costs. We got to tighten our belts up. We got to whatever. I don't know, but I find it concerning. Now is definitely the time to save your money. Now is not the time to be spending like crazy. Now is the time to be making smart investments. Now is the time to be really tightening up your belt, because with the economy, it's not looking good. This type of stuff, it's not looking good. And everything's still so expensive too. Housing is so expensive. Groceries are so expensive. So this is kind of creating the perfect storm where a lot of folks are going to have a really hard time getting by and, making ends meet. So this concerns me a lot. This is a tough situation. Not a situation I like or I want. I really wouldn't wish that on anybody, for them to get laid off and lose their job like that. Especially in some just big kind of thing where they're like, yeah, we're laying off 30,000 people. Boom, you're getting laid off. Sorry. It sucks. It sucks. It's a rough situation. Hopefully the people are getting severance, but 30,000 is a crazy number, especially considering they laid off nearly 50,000 people in the year prior. So that's sorry, I'm kind of bad at math while I'm driving and stuff here, but yeah, that would make for 78,000 people total. Think how big is UPS's workforce? 78,000 people laid off in 2 years is that like half their workforce, their whole workforce? Like how many employees does UPS have to be laying everybody off like that? And like, is UPS about to go out of business? Because I mean, you don't just lay off people like that, just like, oh, that's normal. Like, they're probably having some issues or some problems. I mean, for 2 years in a row, record layoffs. I don't know. I think maybe it could have to do with Amazon doing a lot of their own deliveries now. But again, Amazon just laid a bunch of people off too. Maybe they're going to have robot trucks. AI is coming to steal people's jobs. They're going to have robot trucks do the deliveries for you and have robots do it. I don't know what the plan is. Maybe FedEx is just killing it and everyone's using FedEx now. I mean, I've worked with a little bit of logistics. I've worked with a bit of logistics at my job. Not much, but a little bit. And we definitely use FedEx. We don't use UPS. I mean, when I get stuff shipped, it's either through Amazon or FedEx. Like, I've gotten some stuff through UPS and it was like jank. I had to go there and sign for it. I had to sign for like a $30 pair of jeans. You know, so maybe UPS is just jank and they're falling behind. I don't know, but it's concerning. It's concerning. I don't know what the company culture is like there, but it kind of sounds like that ship is sinking, and that's a big company to go down. A lot of jobs are being lost. I don't know what the deal is, if it's bad investments, bad business practices, they're fighting with the unions. I don't know what's going on, but you know, it's a tough situation, and it's something that I really, really hate to see. I really hate to see that. And, you know, just hardworking American people, you know, people who show up, drive a delivery truck, bust their ass. You know, you're driving a delivery truck through downtown, through these cities, through these streets. It's hard work carrying packages. It's tough work, and we all have stuff delivered to us. So, you know, I mean, like, these delivery drivers, they're the backbone of America. They're the backbone of our country. Like, we order so much stuff. We ship so much stuff. We deliver so much stuff. Like, I work in an office and I make YouTube videos. I just kind of sit on my ass, you know. But I've delivered food before, and that wasn't fun. I can only imagine driving a big, huge delivery truck through downtown of a major city, through downtown Seattle, downtown New York, downtown San Francisco. Nightmare, man. Through LA, through the traffic there, driving this big, huge delivery truck that has no windows in the back. It's a tough job. I'm sure that's a real tough job, and you know, a lot of people, they're gonna be thanked for it by saying, sorry, you're getting laid off. You know, working a tough job that I don't think I could even survive doing. I think I'd probably quit in the first couple months, just being frustrated, being stuck in traffic, having to drive this big, huge truck. You're having to go to someone's long, funky driveway. There's no space to park the truck. You're going to some apartment complex in downtown. You know, there's no loading zone to put your truck in. You know, you're having to drive down some janky suburban driveway. You're having to find all these addresses. Brutal, you know? Brutal. People don't always have their addresses displayed right. Google Maps isn't always going to get you there right. So you go to an apartment complex, you got to figure out how they do their mail there. Where do you drop the package? Do you put it at the door of someone's apartment? Do you put it in the package room? Do you put it in their mailbox? You know, there's stuff people got to sign for. What do you do if they can't sign for it? There's just a lot of stuff that's, you know, you're the tip of the spear when you're like a delivery driver like that. You don't get paid that well. Nobody respects you. It's tough, you know. It's tough. It's kind of a thankless, brutal job. And, you know, I really don't want to see people who've just busted their behinds for years and years just get laid off like that. I mean, that's brutal. That's brutal, you know. Regular, hardworking Americans, working folk who just keep this country going. Sorry, you're one of the 30,000. You know, cast a big net. It's one thing if it's like, oh, we're laying off 500 people. You know, that's normal stuff. This is like 30,000 people getting the axe. Big number. And yeah, by the way, we laid off nearly 50,000 people the year before. I think UPS might be screwed. I think UPS might go out of business, honestly. And that's a shame. That's a shame. It's a shame to see so many people lose their jobs. You know, we order and ship so much stuff. It sucks. It sucks. And I'm sure there's some small towns or some cities or whatever that have some UPS headquarters, and it's a big part of their local economy. Those towns and those cities, those areas, whatever, wherever they may be, might really be messed over by this whole UPS thing. So it's a tough deal. That's a tough break. And, you know, we got to do something to fix this economy. We got to do something to keep Americans working, to have a lot of good American jobs, have good American employment. You know, that's very, very important. But, yeah, 30,000 people about to get laid off from UPS. Rough situation. And, yeah, I just want to speak on that, you know, get my thoughts out on that. And, yeah, just sort of share my 2 cents on that situation. So, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Much love. God bless. And I will see you all next time.